Hey, Maggie. Thanks for joining today for another of the 12 days of Teardowns. I appreciate you joining me. So, today we're going to take a look at Bubs Naturals, and I'm going to get the site fired up. But do you know anything about this brand?
I do not. I'm not familiar with this brand.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a look at this. I know we have some extensive experience in supplements, working with brands like Laird, et cetera. So, I think this will be a good kind of example of, one of those types of brands. So, what are your first impressions as we kind of just load up the page?
Yeah, right away I'm drawn to the hero image. I like seeing all the ingredients laid out, and I think seeing ingredients is really important to what I guess would be this audience just based on other similar brands I've worked with.
Mm.
I like seeing sustainably sourced. And I'm also noticing they're calling it the best collagen on the planet. And I like right away that they're making that claim. It seems like we're often telling our clients that they should be leading with a value proposition.
Hmm.
Although, if they're going to make that claim, I would like to see a little bit more, I guess, social proof tied to that, maybe reviews or something that backs it up that it's the best.
Hmm. Yeah, I can definitely understand that as well. Um, yeah, there seems to be just a lot going on here. That image is really a lot to absorb. I'm looking at all the various colors, the fruits and vegetables. The product is covered and kind of blurred a little bit compared to everything else. The text is a little bit hard to read for me. And then they use a really low contrast call to action with shop now that it kind of blurs into that image. Just gets lost. So I'm having a little bit of an issue with that. Of course, we've been here 10 seconds maybe, and they came a pop up asking if we have any questions. So I kind of feel like, yeah, I have a ton of questions. I just got here. I don't know anything. Like, yeah, tell me more. So I don't really find that that's very helpful. What are your thoughts on pop ups like that, though?
Yeah, I mean, I think as a first time user on this site, it's not super helpful. Although
Mm.
I guess I like that it's showing it's from a person, or it feels like it's from a person rather than a bot. So I guess it's friendly.
Yeah. Definitely better, right? And then just having it be the Bubs bot or something like that. So
Yeah.
I can definitely understand that. All right, I'm going to close this just to get it out of our way. You can see it sticks around. What are your thoughts on the this upper bar? Anything stick out to you in navigation, wayfinding, anything of that sort?
Yeah, I noticed they just have like a shop link, and I think we've found that generally it's more effective to show all of your product categories, which, as someone who's not familiar with this brand, like I don't really know at this point what they sell. I can tell there's collagen protein, and from this image, I would maybe assume that that's the only product, but I
Mm.
could also see they have a quiz, so I'm guessing that's not the case, but I'm just not seeing that communicated in the menu area.
Yeah, definitely can agree with that. I'm never a fan of having home in the navigation. It seems like a wasted spot. If people want to go home, they're either just going to do it in the address bar or just click on your logo and go back home. So I feel like that's a wasted spot. Quiz. I don't know why I would do a quiz. I'm not a fan of having blog or team or brand. Those are really self-serving links in the main navigation. Consumers aren't as interested in that. A blog is great top of funnel content. It's great to get people to your site for search engine optimization. But I don't know what your perspective on this is, but I've always thought that the blog is actually higher up the funnel than a homepage. So if people click on the blog, you're really sending them back up the funnel, not down. Would you agree with that?
Right. Yeah, I think I don't see a reason it would need to be featured in the navigation unless they're using it as some sort of product education space, like showing recipes that you can use this product for. But it's not really being communicated with what's in the navigation now.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. Okay, well, we'll continue scrolling down here and see if there is anything else that kind of catches your eye as we kind of get into this section. Anything worth calling out?
I'm noticing like the whole 30 logo. It's nice to have that, although it feels like this page is a little bit more mobile first, just with all the white space that's being used there. It just doesn't feel like the most effective use of space. Kind of going back to social proof, it seems like
Mhm.
we could be doing a little bit more there, although I can see they have that 5-star review featured there.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Um, first of all, if I still want to learn more about the products, I don't feel like I've learned anything. I've scrolled down the site and I'm just being told that everything will be okay. Like satisfaction will be guaranteed. That's the second time they've said that, which is almost maybe a little bit too much, right? Making me think, okay, why do you have to say that? What's happened in the past? And then you have fast and safe shipping. Okay, great, but I still don't know what I would buy. And then 10% to charity. Feel great, do good. Okay, great, but that's a better supporting element once kind of figured out what I want. So I really do feel like there's a lack of information happening on the site. We know they sell one product and that's it, and we really don't know a ton about that product. You really have to know what collagen is in order to really care. And then I don't think that this picture really goes well with the quote. I'm assuming that that's Daniel that's listed in the quote, but again, like I feel like they're just trying to call that out a little bit when really what you should be calling out is that he's a doctor, right? The credibility aspect, but that's the smallest text that's not bolded, and it really doesn't stand out when I would almost say doctor of physical therapy, Daniel says, and then have the quote, right? Because they're almost nobody's going to really read down that far. My guess if we did some eye tracking on this, we'd find that people don't even read the entire quote because it's not really that helpful. Okay, so we move down a little bit and we finally get into some products here. What are your thoughts on this?
I like that I'm seeing some products now. It feels like these are higher quality images than some of what we saw above. I'm noticing it's saying 30-day supply, which doesn't really mean that much to me since I can't really tie it to a price at this point. So,
Hmm.
really, at this point, I want to know what are your products? Maybe why should I be interested in a powder versus the protein, for example? Um, it's not really giving me enough information to know what I'd want to explore more.
Yeah, again, I agree with you wholeheartedly here. I think, okay, they sell collagen protein. I have to know what that is. MCT oil powder. I really have to be looking for these products, apple cider vinegar, right? Um, So again, yeah, you're right. 30 days supply, but there's also no call to action there. I would expect some type of clear call to action to help people get to that next step in the funnel. If I'm interested in MCT oil powder, and I really do know what that is, and I want more information on it. Yes, I imagine. Yes, you can click on the photo itself, and a lot of people will do that, but you still need to tell people what action you want them to take, right? So a clear call to action should be here. I would almost say instead of the 30-day supply, because you're right, calling that out at this step is not helpful. There's really nothing here that's going to be a benefit to consumers. Oh wow, we're already down at the bottom of the page. Any thoughts on this, and perhaps maybe dive it into the footer a little bit?
Yeah, I like the movement here really draws attention. We're finally kind of getting into some more product benefits here. Um, Looking at the footer, I'm noticing there's a typo in their email, um, in the text associated with signing up for an email. So that doesn't give me a lot of
Oh no.
confidence in wanting to give them my email address.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. They don't really tell you what you are going to get. They just say you're not going to get junk. But that doesn't really tell me what I'm signing up for, how often I'm going to be emailed, or what you're going to do with my email address. And I think those are the three key questions that always need to be answered succinctly in these. Um, I like that they tried to make it a little more humorous, maybe, and turn it around a little bit, but you still have to reassure people of what I'm signing up for, because right now I'm just hearing from you that you're not going to send me junk. Well then, 9 out of 10 emails are going to be marketing emails. So am I signing up to be marketed to or get something of value? um, in terms of the footer, though, again, I think they're missing a huge opportunity here. If people scroll this far down the page, they're still perhaps looking for products. And I always, on the very left hand side, want to see a shopping or product led navigation. And I don't see that at all here. Instead, I get customer service and information, which is a very broad topic. And then let's socialize. Um, I kind of have this default structure that we've written about a few times for footers, where on the left should be the product navigation, the middle column should be all of that miscellaneous, what they call information, and then on the right to that should be the customer service, and then to the fourth one should be your contact information, and which could include some social. But in that contact, you really want to earn trust by putting as many of your phone number, email address, and physical address that you can. And right now, I see a phone number, which is great. They offer chat, which is great, and a couple ways to manage your account. So that's helpful. But getting all of that together in that right hand column so that people who want to get a hold of you, I mean, I think we've shown in user testing, et cetera, that if somebody wants to get a hold of a brand, the first thing they're going to do, scroll all the way down to the footer in that bottom right hand corner and look for that information. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. The footer could be working a lot harder for them.
Okay. So, any other, as we wrap this up on this page, any other thoughts that you had? Any big takeaways?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of great testing opportunities here, making the menu work a little harder for them by showing some of those product categories, really more effectively showing social proof, maybe getting some customers in there and really highlighting the more expert testimonials, making those feel more like they're from an expert, and just doing a better job of introducing the product categories that we saw lower on the page, maybe showing them in a different placement, maybe adding a little bit more context to those. Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity here.
That's great. Yeah, so many test ideas out of just one page already. So that's fun to see. And yeah, I agree with you. There's a lot of opportunity here. And yeah, I think that there's a lot they could be doing, which would be really helpful. Well, Maggie, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you sharing your time and your expertise as we take a look at these. And I'm really looking forward to doing another one of these soon.
Thank you.